Put your hands together for Kristine Totanes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Kristine Totanes. I think we've heard some really inspiring stories today. I am very excited to share my personal story about combating imposter syndrome and redefining success. Let's rewind a little bit. Let's go back to the spring of 2011. Maybe you remember what you were doing during that time, or maybe I've seen some young people in here, maybe you were not even born yet. Well, I certainly remember what I was doing during that time. I was a senior at Kenston Forest High School in Central Virginia, and you could say that I was a student on full throttle. You see, I was a straight-A student. I had leadership positions in all these different clubs and organizations, including the Student Government Association and the National Honor Society. I was in the forensics and trivia and book clubs. I was co-captain of the tennis team. Plus, I was working 15 hours a week for my part-time job in retail. So yeah, I was doing a lot, and I thought, I'm doing pretty well. Sure, I was a high school student. I was rife with insecurity. I mean, what high school student isn't? But at the same time, I thought I had it all made and that I was doing pretty darn well. And what really cemented that feeling was in my senior year of high school. My high school classmates voted me most likely to succeed. Whew, that was so flattering. I thought, man, after all these years of, vying to be at the top and just trying to garner respect from everybody, maybe that was all worth it after all. But you see, I was going by society's definition of success. And you know what that is. Money, success, fame, power, maybe a mansion with a white picket fence, all those different things. And I enrolled in college, and I kept vying for those same exact things. I wanted to continue garnering respect from other people. I wanted to be a top student, and I wanted to kill the law school admissions test and get into a top 14 law school and get into corporate law and make big bucks. But you see, being the college student that I was, I became the proverbial small fish in a big pond. And if you're like me, you've probably experienced that at some point in your life. I had a pretty sizable dose of what you would call imposter syndrome, which, according to the Harvard Business Review, is doubting your abilities and feeling like a fraud. And boy, did I feel like a fraud. There was one time in college where my calculus professor, after I failed a calculus exam, asked me if I wanted learning accommodations or special accommodations for learning disabilities. And for someone who had been a top math student, that was so devastating. And devastating does not really fully cover the extent of the way I felt. But you know what? I did not stay down in the dumps. I did a bit of soul searching. I worked some odd jobs, after taking some time off college, trying to figure out if I really wanted to go back to college. And you know what? I thought, okay, I'll give it another try, see if this is really what I want to do. I transferred to a new college, and I even switched majors from economics to English. I even got a part-time job as an ABA therapist for children with autism. And there, at Tulane University and in my job as an ABA therapist, I just found this new passion within me that I never knew existed. And I loved working with these children. I discovered my love for teaching since we did a bit of preschool teaching there. I loved teaching so much that after college, I got a full-time job as English as a second language teacher at an international college in the Philippines. And those were the fastest 3 years of my entire life. I really enjoyed it. Oh, by the way, another thing that I discovered during my time in college was that I had been extrinsically rather than intrinsically motivated. And that's why I had been failing so hard. Extrinsic motivation is when you're motivated by outward things like praise and rewards. Nothing wrong with that, but if you're so motivated by that, everything can fall apart when you no longer have those things. I needed to have that intrinsic or that inner motivation. And it took me time to build it, but I got there eventually. Anyway, long story short, the COVID-19 pandemic brought me back to the United States. I'm sure lots of you have been impacted by the pandemic in some way. I'm not the only one. And currently, I'm living my best life as an ABA therapist, as a teacher, as a freelance writer, as the president of Daytona Beach Toastmasters. Shout out to my club over there. Thank you. I'm also a Toastmasters area director And shout out to the people who know me from there as well. I am just so excited about all the different things I'm doing. I'm a friend, I'm a girlfriend, I'm a daughter, I'm all the things that I want to be. You might be asking me, what is my definition of success? Well, success to me is tuning out to all the outside noise, because there is a lot of noise out there, and really listening within, being intrinsically motivated, and just doing what you do because that's what you absolutely love to do, not because that's what people want you to do. Anyway, I hope that my story has touched you in some way, and I hope that everything that I have said today will apply to your lives in some way as well. Best of luck to you.